Part two of our presentation focuses on our efforts of continuous improvement at Badger Ridge Middle School. We begin by really describing who we are, both from a district and Badger Ridge Middle School level. Our Verona Area School District vision is every student must be successful. And so when we dig into that at Badger Ridge and really kind of look at what does that mean for us at the middle school level, we have talked about we know, we value, we inspire every student. And what that looks like is that we're a collective community dedicated to the academic, social, and emotional well-being of each of our learners. We use best practices to guide young adolescents towards success, and we work together to meet the needs of every student. So as we reviewed our data, we used that data to really then inform priority areas and our goal areas. So our first goal area is in reading and math, and really looking at 100% of all cohort students. So students that are in the same grade level take the MAP test in the fall, and then those same groups of students who take it in the spring. So what we strive for is 100% of cohort students who fall below grade level benchmark and are identified in the following subgroups: Black, Hispanic, ELL, economically disadvantaged, and students with disabilities. They will demonstrate growth on MAP testing that meets or exceeds individually defined targets for growth in order to be high school ready by the end of 8th grade. So ultimately, we want to see kids who aren't meeting benchmark. We want to make sure that they are progressing over the course of a school year at a rate in which they are at least meeting or exceeding their projected growth over the course of that year on MAP. Additionally, we have two other goal areas. The first is on coursework. 100% of students will achieve grades in all classes of C or better. And then secondly, a goal around, or actually two goals around climate and culture. 100% of students will indicate a positive connection to at least one adult at Badger Ridge Middle School. And then also our staff survey at the end of the year will demonstrate results in which there are percentage increases in key areas identified to support positive climate culture and climate perceptions. So at this point, during the presentation, we introduced members of our implementation teams. And these are teams that are kind of a subcommittees of our continuous improvement team. Our continuous improvement team really evaluates and sets goals for the entire school, and then they also establish priority areas. Our implementation team then are subcommittees. Every staff member in the building is on one of these implementation teams. And there are 4 teams. Student learning, and that team has really focused on developing grading and assessment practices. They are responsible for some of the work around changing to habits of learning so that we're able to demonstrate how a student's habits of learning grades are in relation to then their academic performance. And really by separating those out, we're able to give more detailed feedback to students and parents. Additionally, that group is beginning to look at the school schedule and the overall structure of the school and the school environment. The second team is around professional learning, and that group really looks at assessing staff professional learning needs and then developing really a personalized approach to professional learning so that staff are getting the best practices that they need and want and are having an opportunity to interact with those. Our third team is our Building Climate, Culture, and Community team, or our BC Cube team. And this group is really about monitoring, evaluating school climate, culture, and community, and then really developing anywhere from opportunities to celebrate students, opportunities to create a more positive culture in the building, as well as defining disciplinary practices. And our last group is the Family Engagement Implementation Team. They've really placed their focus on three core areas this year. Back to school night and welcoming families at the beginning of the year, the Family Contact Day and making sure that all of the logistics are set up for that, so that can be a positive piece of the student experience, and then parent, teacher, student-led conferences. And so really in connecting those with the Family Contact Day as well. So that concludes part 2 of our presentation on our continuous improvement efforts.